She drowned on the first dive, so he said. Why did Gloria vanish beneath the waves before anyone could save her? Sunlight glinted off the water's surface, playful yet sharp. Gloria Callahan's fins kicked slowly, hesitant, as Grant Holloway hovered nearby. A sudden ripple swallowed her mask under the shallow morning tide. In this hour, you'll see how a routine dive became a nightmare, how every small detail Grant gave the authorities didn't add up, and why a sister's instinct sensed something darker beneath the calm waters. When Gloria didn't surface, the marina erupted in panic. But Grant's calm explanation felt too rehearsed, too neat, leaving an echo of dread no one could ignore. Main suspect, Grant Holloway, 3 minutes before the dive. But one detail didn't add up. The dock workers whispered among themselves, voices low, faces pale. Rain, faint at first, began falling, dotting the water and the nervous crowd. Delaney Brooks arrived, drenched, clutching her sister's wet dive log. Every page seemed normal, except one timestamp that contradicted Grant's story. Nolan Pierce scanned the marina, eyes narrowing, noting the unusual currents and Gloria's absent gear. Every instinct screamed, this wasn't an accident. Grant's hand trembled as he described the dive, but a single motion, gloved fingers brushing the safety line, revealed a detail no one had noticed. The question lingered in the cold air and the falling rain. Had Gloria truly drowned, or was someone else beneath the surface, waiting? Why did Grant's story shift the moment authorities asked one question? Gloria's mask floated alone on the water. The strap twisted. Delaney's hands shook as she pointed to the buoy line Grant insisted was secure. Rain now fell harder, smearing the marina lights into long, uneasy streaks. Every witness swore Gloria followed safety protocols, but Grant's account painted panic, confusion, chaos that no one saw. Delaney's chest tightened. Something in his calm didn't match her sister's courage. 3 days later, safety logs checked, but one witness remembered. Brielle Sutton spoke quietly, voice taut. She remembered Gloria adjusting her fins, deliberate, unhurried. Owen Kessler's jaw tightened. The dive company's liability forms were clean, but one signature looked smudged. Nolan Pierce scribbled notes, every detail a crack in the surface story. Rain pelted harder, each drop amplifying the silence between words. Then, a voice from the crowd. She couldn't have panicked that fast. Someone touched her gear. The question hovered in the storm. Had Gloria's first dive really been just a mistake, or something else entirely? Why did Delaney know immediately something was wrong? Delaney Brooks' eyes scanned the churning water, rain stinging her cheeks. She held Gloria's dive log, fingers trembling, pages damp and clinging together. Grant's calm explanation echoed in her ears, but every instinct screamed danger. She remembered Gloria's meticulous routines, how she never ignored currents, never skipped safety checks. Yet here she was, missing, and Grant's story sounded rehearsed, like a script someone else had written. Delaney's chest tightened with a suffocating dread, her heartbeat pounding louder than the storm. Witness account, Brielle Sutton. Contradiction noted, but Grant insisted everything was normal. Brielle recalled something subtle. The buoy line had been slightly slack when she helped Gloria in, nothing major, but enough that it didn't match Grant's claim. Owen Kessler's concern grew. Insurance forms were clean, yet something about the timing didn't align. Nolan Pierce studied the rain-slicked dock, thinking about currents, wind, and the impossible calmness of the man claiming innocence. Delaney clenched her sister's wet log, whispering to herself. She didn't panic. She couldn't have. The storm pressed down, and a chilling realization set in. Someone wanted it to look like an accident. Why did one small detail unravel Grant's entire story? Nolan Pierce held a fragment of Gloria's dive mask, cracked but oddly clean. Rain fell heavier now, tapping the marina like a slow heartbeat, mirroring the tension. Delaney's hands shook as she realized this piece didn't match Grant's explanation of a sudden panic. Gloria was careful, methodical, precise. No slip, no sudden movements, nothing that should have caused her to drown. Delaney's stomach churned. Her sister's life was in meticulous hands, yet the evidence whispered betrayal. Main suspect, Grant Holloway. 3 days later, but one fact stood out. Owen Kessler watched silently, the dive company's credibility crumbling with each inconsistency. Brielle Sutton added her observation. Gloria had double-checked every strap. Something, somewhere, had interfered. Rain streaked across Nolan's notebook as he circled the timeline. One minor misalignment screamed that someone's story was hiding the truth. Delaney's eyes met Grant's, searching for the truth in his calm expression. A chilling thought took hold. If she didn't panic, then who decided this would look like an accident? Why did the water hide more than it revealed? The rain now fell in steady sheets, drenching the dock and the witnesses alike. Delaney knelt, tracing Gloria's gear laid out on the wet planks, every strap in perfect order except one. Grant stood nearby, calm, but a shadow of hesitation crossed his face the moment Nolan asked about it. Gloria never left anything to chance. She never missed a check, never panicked. The thought that someone had tampered with her dive was unbearable, twisting Delaney's fear into fury. Tampered equipment? 2 hours before the dive. But Grant's timeline shifted. Brielle Sutton remembered a brief glance. Grant had lingered longer than necessary near the gear before loading it. Owen Kessler's voice shook slightly. This isn't normal. Timing doesn't add up. Nolan Pierce's pen hovered over the logbook, each raindrop amplifying the sense that someone's careful planning had created a tragedy. Delaney gripped Gloria's dive mask, rain dripping from her hair, whispering, "If she didn't fail, then someone made sure she couldn't survive." The question echoed through the storm. Who turned a simple dive into a fatal trap? Why did everyone start questioning what really happened under the water? Rain pounded relentlessly, washing the dock into a blur of gray. Delaney's eyes never left Grant, searching for a crack, a twitch, anything that betrayed the calm he projected. Nolan Pierce studied the scene, the gear, the currents, his gut screaming that the truth was underwater, hidden from sight. Every instinct Delaney had screamed that Gloria's death wasn't an accident. Her sister's careful precision, her control under pressure. It didn't vanish the moment she entered the water. The thought that someone had taken that control away twisted fear into heartbreak and rage. Inconsistencies found. Dive log, 8:17 a.m. But Grant's actions don't match. Brielle remembered Grant insisting she stay back while he adjusted Gloria's gear. Something felt off. Owen Kessler's voice, almost lost in the storm. "I can't explain it. Everything should have been safe." Nolan's gaze fell on one of the fins, bent unnaturally, too precise to be accidental. Delaney pressed her hands to the wetwood, whispering to herself, "If she didn't fail, then someone decided she wouldn't surface." The rain fell harder, masking the truth, but not erasing the question. Who controlled the water that day, and why? Why did it take days to find Gloria? And what they discovered shattered everyone. Rain had stopped, leaving the marina slick and cold. Delaney stood at the edge, gripping the railing, heart pounding as the search boats returned. Then they found her, Gloria Callahan's body, lying still beneath the shallow water, the currents hiding her from view until now. The precision and care she had lived by had not been enough to save her from what someone else had decided. Delaney's sobs echoed across the empty dock. Nolan's jaw tightened as he reviewed the evidence, piecing together the deliberate inconsistencies Grant had tried to hide. Justice sought. Timeline reconstructed. Every lie exposed. Owen Kessler handed over the logs and gear photos, every timestamp confirming the subtle manipulations. Brielle recounted her eyewitness notes, each small detail finally forming a clear pattern of what had really happened. Grant Holloway was led away in handcuffs, his calm demeanor shattered, the weight of the crime finally undeniable. Delaney whispered to her sister's still form, "You didn't fail. Someone else decided your fate." The truth was out, the crime exposed, and for the first time since the dive, there was a sense of justice in the quiet morning light. If you want to uncover more chilling true crime mysteries and emotional stories like Gloria's, subscribe to The Veil of Secret, where every story reveals the hidden truths others try to hide.